bumming with Bob. Let's have a few brews, have some fun with the bum wine crew. So kick your feet up and grab you a beer. 'Cause damn, man, I'm glad that you're here.
All right. This is Bumwine Bob welcoming you to an all-new edition of Bumming with Bobcat. And this week we have a special guest joining the show, bringing along her own concoction. It is the self-proclaimed director of awesome of the Piper Lou brand, Miss Annie McFarland is here. How are you, Annie?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great too. I'm glad to have you on the show. Glad to have some drinks.
Yes.
So, I mean, you want to get drinking? I mean,
well, we can absolutely. But I wanted to actually say that I'm super glad you said self-proclaimed director of awesome because, you know, the company has never given me that title, but I own it completely and wholly. So I'm glad you actually added that so I didn't have to like put a little disclaimer at the end or anything.
Right. It's not you plugging it yourself. If somebody else says it and brings you on with that title, then it's fair game at that point.
I can't control that.
You're going with the flow at that point. You don't want to make me feel bad for incorrectly announcing you. You're just going to say, no, that's cool. He said director of awesome. The next thing you know, the ball starts rolling and you got it on your business cards. It's on your social media. It's all over the place. It's just blowing up.
Exactly. And then it's just like a freight train. You can't stop it.
No.
So then all of a sudden they just have to like go with it, I suppose.
Yeah. At that point, it takes on a life of its own. And once the people out there in the social media world grab a hold of it and it's trending,
it's done.
There's no stopping it. You have to go with it. So
Exactly. So yes, let's start drinking. And I know you had asked me earlier, you know, what are we going to drink tonight? And I went super, super basic. And I have a reason why. I have a very specific reason why. So I just went with Tito's and tonic and a lime. The lime makes it fancy, you know, but the Tito's and tonic. But you're like, so I assume that you're sitting back thinking, I don't know what's going to happen tonight. Like, this is the most basic thing ever. But see, I've listened to your show. I've listened to the podcast before, and you'll have, you know, experts who can talk about, you know, you can have like a sommelier on talking about $2 Chuck, right? Like, so you have like these really creative ways. I could drink. That's all. I can offer like one word adjectives like, ooh, that's sweet, or ooh, I don't like that. I really can't offer a whole lot, but what I can give you is really good drinking stories.
That's good.
Or really drunk stories or drunk moments.
We've all been there. We all have them.
I know we do. So that's what I can offer you. I can tell you how my Tito's and tonic taste with my lime.
Yeah.
It's quite refreshing.
I'm sure it is. And I'm going to crack open here. So,
I heard it. What did you crack open?
I cracked it open and it decided to explode on me a bit here. That's why there was silence there. I'm trying to, if you can hear it dripping on the floor, it's I guess it didn't like the walk from the fridge down the stairs.
As you were shaking it going down the stairs? Yeah.
I was trying not to, but you know, that's why I was like, oh shit, I need to catch this before. You know, it's not a bottle, but it's the old trick of, you know, tapping the person's bottle, making it explode and having, you know, drink it so quick. So I'm like, open up. I'm like, it starts to fizz up. I'm like, oh crap.
So it's in a can. It is in a can, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Does that whole thing where you like tap the top of a can, does that actually work? Or was that like an old like 90s trick that
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I've done it before. Maybe I should have done it before this one. That would have been the fail safe. But yeah, I know that too. It's always, you get your beer can, you tap it, you know, a few times, then crack it open to kind of, I guess, calm it down a bit. But I don't know if that actually works. I mean, maybe if it's a little bit like shaken up, but now that I'm, you know, covered in some St. Ides high gravity malt liquor right here. So I have a 24-ounce can of this.
Okay, so this will tell you my level of bottom shelf alcohol. I didn't know malt liquor came in a can.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's usually known for its 40-ounce bottles. I mean, that's the old reliable,
Right.
and I do have a 40 of St. Ides in the fridge as well. But yeah, they have cans too. Little cans, big cans, medium-sized cans. It comes in all different shapes and sizes. So depending on if you're a can person or a bottle person, uh, they'll have you covered with it. But yeah, it's a big decision for me because you were like right on the money. You were like, okay, like Tito's and tonic, I'm good. But I'm sitting there, I'm like, well, what am I drinking tonight? Am I going to try to mix up something? Am I going to buy something new? And I was kind of just going through the fridge, and this was just kind of sitting in the back for a while. And I was like, you know what? I'm doing the St. Ides today. So yeah.
So how is it? How is it going down?
Oh, it's good.
I mean, besides it being all over you.
Yeah. I mean, I got most of it on the floor, and luckily I'm in the basement, so it's just a concrete floor, so it's easy cleanup. But
it is.
But no, it's good. It's very refreshing. Very, very cold. Very, very tasty.
See, my Tito's and tonic is quite refreshing as well.
See, so it all works out. See, regardless of what you drink, and I always say that too. I always say I'm certainly not a snob when it comes to drinking. If you've seen the beverages that I consume, everything mostly from the bottom shelf. I'm not one to be prejudiced or judge people on what they drink. I say, hey, drink what you like. If it gets you a good buzz, gets you drunk, gets you to having a good time, then go for it.
Absolutely. I completely agree. So do you want to, I have a drinking story like all queued up in my mind if you want to hear it.
Do it. Let's hear it. Yeah, get it started off hot.
Okay. Yes. This might help you. If you wanted to add a signature drink, this is not going to be your malt liquor in a can level, but maybe you could create this in a different way. So last week I went out with a girlfriend and I didn't want to. It was one of those nights where, you get home, you're in pajamas and you just don't want to go out. And my girlfriend calls and she's like, let's just go meet for one drink, just right up the street at the bar. And I said, oh, okay, fine, we'll go. And she's newly single. So of course she wanted to, go scope out guys and everything. So we're sitting at the bar and I'm like, I will go for one drink. And she said, I will make it so easy on you. I will come pick you up and we'll have one drink and then we can come back. And I said, perfect. And we get there and she starts talking to this guy who's sitting next to her, but she happens to know this person. Like he wasn't like a complete stranger. She has some sort of connection. I have no idea who this dude is. Right. And so they start talking. So they start doing shots. And they were doing Thin Mint in honor of Girl Scout season, Girl Scout cookie season.
Yeah, there you go.
The
Perfect.
Thin Mint shot. So here you go. That is what can be the signature drink, even though neither one of us are drinking it, if you wanted to use it. So they're doing Thin Mint shots. And I'm thinking, okay, you know what? I can just grab an Uber and sneak on out of here, right? Well, and she said, no. Can you just stay? Because I don't want to be here by myself. And I was like, okay, fine. I will stay a little bit longer. So then the guy goes,
getting
hey,
sucked in.
Right? Totally sucked in. And the guy goes, hey, let's go to like the more nightclubby part of town versus like this little like hole in the wall bar right at the street. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to bounce now. And she said, no, just come join. I don't want to be alone with him. Just come with me. And so we get into his car. So bear in mind, my car is at my house. Her car is now at this hole in the wall bar. And we end up going to like the fancier part of town in his car. Right. And we're sitting there. They're doing more shots. I'm still nursing. I think my first drink from the first bar, I carried it as a roadie. I don't know what happened there, but I was still not drinking. And so we're sitting there and she gets up and leaves to take a phone call and she's gone for a really long time. So now I'm stuck with this random dude for way longer than I want to be. So I'm like, I'm just going to go check on her. So I look for her outside. I can't find her. I pop in the bathroom, the ladies' room to see if I can find her. She is literally sprawled out on the ground in a public ladies' bathroom, sprawled out, passed out, drooling. And I'm like, oh dear God, what the fuck are we going to do here? And she's like, I don't want him to see me. Can you just get me home? And I'm thinking, well, your car is at the other bar. So I'm like, okay, I'll call an Uber. I'll pour her into the Uber. We'll figure this out. And so I'm trying to get rid of the guy. I pour her into a stall at least. So like when you open the door, you're not hitting her foot when you walk in the ladies' bathroom. So I pour her into a stall. I go back out and I tell the guy, I'm like, she's just not feeling very well. So, cause I'm a good friend, right? She's not feeling very well. I'm going to call an Uber and we're going to head home. And he's like, no, I'm worried about her. So he plows himself into the ladies' room, helps me scoop her up. We pour her into his car, and I'm like, oh dear, oh God, I just want to go home. I wanted to go out for one.
All right. I didn't want to be in this situation to begin with, and now look where your night has gone.
And now I'm babysitting
Yeah.
the Thin Mint drunk girl and getting her. I did get her home. If anyone was worried, I did get her home, and everything was fine. But that was my night the other night, and I thought, oh, you know what? When you have that moment and you think, I'm going to stay home in my pajamas and not go out drinking, own that feeling.
Yeah, I think we've all been there before. I know I've been there
Absolutely.
so many times when I've been home and a friend would call up and say, hey, you coming out to the bar tonight? And it's like, nah, I don't really want to. Oh, come on. You want to go. Come on. Everybody's going. And then you're like, all righty, I'll go for a little bit. And then 9 times out of 10, when you plan to go out just for a drink or an hour, it always ends up being a lot more than that. You end up in a situation like you did where you're helping somebody passed out on a bathroom floor.
Exactly. But you know what, though? I will say I also have been the other side of that when I have wanted to go out and somebody else has not. And I've done the peer pressure for sure.
I think we've all done it both ways. I mean,
Yeah.
Everybody has their days where you're in a real drinking mood saying, hey, I want to go out, have fun, have some drinks, and just kind of get wild. Then you have your other nights.
The best feeling.
It is when you're looking forward to it. I mean, how many times, even if you've planned it, it's like it's Friday, you're like, okay, I want to go out, go to the bar, have some drinks, have a good time.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I had to look this up. Now, I had to look up the Thin Mints shot recipe. Now, I don't know if this was the exact thing. Do you know exactly what they put in
No idea.
the shot? Okay. All right.
No clue.
So I Googled it,
Okay, what'd you find?
Okay, so I found a Thin Mint shot recipe. If you love Thin Mint cookies, you are going to go crazy for these shots. They taste exactly like one. Okay.
If you don't love Thin Mint cookies, you're kind of broken on the inside, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, so a 1/4 cup creme de menthe, a 1/4 cup creme de cocoa, a 1/4 cup Bailey's Irish cream, a 1/3 cup, half and half, chocolate frosting, and 4 Thin Mint cookies crushed. So use a butter knife to spread chocolate frosting around the rim of each glass. Place all 3 liquors in half and half in a shaker with ice. Shake till combined, and then pour into a shot glass.
How many shots does that make? Like, you have like 4 cups of alcohol in there.
Let's see. Let's see. Prep time 5 minutes. Total time 5 minutes. Well, yes, cook time 0 minutes. Thank you. We're not cooking anything. We're not baking.
Thank you, Google.
Yeah, we're not baking the shots here. It does not say
we're
how.
not literally baking the cookies
And
with
it's
which
and
to
it's,
then do shots of.
and it's 131 calories per shot. So yeah, it's
I mean, you have to have like multiple shots in that, right? Because you have like how many? It was like a 1/4 cup, 1/4 cup, 1/4 cup, 1/4
Oh
cup.
yeah. 1/4 cup, 1/4 cup. Wait, 1/4 cup, 1/4 cup, 1/4 cup. So it's 3/4 of a cup, and then 1/3 of a cup. Then chocolate frosting and the cookies.
It does sound delicious, though. I will be honest.
Yeah, I think I'll have to definitely try that. I think I actually have some Thin Mint cookies, probably from last year, that were in the freezer. Like, I think they were kind of forgotten about that. Somebody put them in.
So wait. You have Thin Mint cookies from a year ago?
Yeah, in the freezer.
Well, so you're one of the broken people on the inside.
Yeah.
How can you have had cookies for a year?
I think it was one of those things that I think they were forgotten about and got put in the freezer to say, okay, because who doesn't like a nice chilled frozen Thin Mint cookie? Always good. If
Delicious.
You can't have it right fresh out of the box, say, okay, put them in there, because usually when you buy them, you're stocking up on it. I mean, you come in with like a pallet of a variety of Girl Scout cookies. So it's usually, take a few, leave them out, put some in the freezer, and then kind of you plan on throughout the next few weeks or maybe a month that you'll enjoy them out of the freezer. And I think in this case, I just think somehow they got forgotten about it, because I think I found them a few weeks back. They were kind of buried in the back of the freezer. And I did have a few once I found them, but I think there still might be a couple left. So I might be able to, if not make this exact recipe, I think I'll try something similar, even if it's just taking like an Irish cream or something and putting Thin Mint cookies in them. You can't go wrong with that either. I mean,
you cannot go wrong with that.
Yeah.
I'm still a little speechless though that you've had cookies for a year. But I will move on now.
I know. You're sitting there in shock, just
speechless.
I know.
There are no words. There are no words that can come out of my mouth because cookies would never sit here. I bought some Entenmann donuts the other day and they're gone. Like yesterday, I ate the whole box already.
I don't know. Sometimes something else must have shown up in the house at the time that it might have been more cookies of some other sort.
Like you hit a little bit of a Girl Scout burnout phase and then moved on to something else.
Pretty much. Yeah. I think that's a reasonable thing. I mean, I know you're sitting there wondering what you got yourself into with this anti-Girl Scout cookie non-eater, but
I feel like I should have vetted you a little bit more for sure.
But hey, and one person did respond on this post here and said, "These taste so good, definitely similar to a Thin Mint." That was Katie. So thank you, Katie. Yeah. So we'll see if they were right. Like I said, I think I'll definitely try to make something, if not the same, very similar to it.
Okay. Well, make sure you let me know how it goes.
No, I will.
All right.
And then once you get your stockpile in, then you can give it a shot too. Yeah.
I will absolutely do that.
You just have to make sure that you take those 4 cookies that the recipe needs and put them to the side and know how much you want to eat them right away. Just a little self-control for just a few minutes.
Okay, I can do it.
You can do
Although
it.
as I'm making the Thin Mint, I'm going to remember the smell of my girlfriend's breath as she's drooling on me with her Thin Mint breath. But I will power through that.
Yeah, I think so. I think probably while you're crushing the Thin Mints, you'll probably be eating a few at a time. I mean, you have a whole sleeve of them there. So it's only 4 out of the sleeve you need to dedicate to the drink.
True. That is very true.
Yeah. But what's your go-to? I mean, I know you're having your Tito's and tonic tonight. Now, what are your usual go-to drinks? If it's, summertime or a day drinking event, I mean, what's your go-to beverages?
I am I am really big on a theme and sticking to that theme. So it kind of depends on what I'm doing. So if it's a girls' weekend, we'll be doing Jell-O shots, which by the way, I am going to be attempting this week to make. I have a kiddie pool and I have a copious amount of Jell-O, and I'm going to try and make a kiddie pool sized Jell-O shot this week for work. That's what I'm going to do for work this week.
Wow.
It's a very challenging job sometimes, but that is my goal, is to try and make a kiddie pool size. It won't be full, obviously, but think of Jell-O wrestling that you see in movies or whatever, but I'm going to try and make a Jell-O shot. I haven't figured out how I'm going to chill it yet, so I'm still working out the kinks.
Yeah, I was going to say that's going to be a difficult process to.
Yeah, I have really high hopes.
It's a great idea, having one big kiddie pool sized Jell-O shot. I'm just the actual implementation of it. That's going to be the tough part too.
Yeah, I'm really good at the big picture stuff and coming up with the idea. It's the details that I usually get hung up on a little bit. So, I mean, it's kind of one of those things, whenever I'm in the middle of a process, that's when I have to figure out how to resolve the issues that come up, because in my idea, in my overall umbrella of the idea, I'm like, oh yeah, this will totally work. It usually doesn't, but we're going to go for it. But anyway, so if it's a girls' weekend and we're going to maybe a concert, then I'll do Jell-O shots. But then if we're sitting on the beach, then I'll be happy with maybe a little mojito or a Moscow Mule or my Tito's. I do like vodka, if you can't tell. So, that's definitely one of my favorites. But then if it's a nice dinner or something, I mean, I'll pull out my cupcake cheap wine or something for sure.
Now, I did want to, going back for a second to the Jell-O shot pool idea. Now, were you drinking when you had that idea? because
It's
you can
very possible.
You can just blame it on the booze at that point. I mean, that's
like when I end my workday and I talk to my boss and I'm just like, hey, this is what I accomplished today. Absolutely nothing, because I thought I was going to do this like giant Jell-O kiddie pool shot and it didn't pan out. So my entire day was spent doing that. So don't be upset when I got nothing else accomplished today. I mean, at least I'll take pictures of it and prove it to her that like, hey,
you tried.
I tried.
Yeah. You worked up the diagrams, the mock little 3D models of everything to try to get it to work out. It just, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Yeah. I did make, a year ago, I did make a giant, I like kiddie pools. I like the idea of immersing myself in the drink. So I did take my kiddie pool and I made like a giant margarita. And then I laid in it and I had a straw and I just drank, which, bodily fluids and stuff. Yes, it could be kind of gross, but I think alcohol kind of kills everything. So it balances out,
Oh yeah, definitely. It certainly helps.
So I am all in for whatever options I can make in a kiddie pool, whatever drinks that I can make in a kiddie pool. I am up for trying.
I mean, it's the perfect spot to mix up like some jungle juice and just kind of throw in whatever. I mean, usually people would always say, the trash can, of mixing up different alcohols and just throwing whatever you have in there and see how it turns out. So if it can't be a trash can, even if it is a brand new trash can, that because you think, well, you certainly don't want to pour it in a used, garbage can.
Ew.
But you would think that a kiddie pool doing it would make people think that it'd be a lot cleaner than, even if it is a brand new clean garbage can, it's still a garbage can and people have that stigma related to it. But maybe we should get people to accept the clean garbage cans. Maybe that's something to work on.
Something to work on. Have you seen those TikToks where they take like a big cooler and they put like gummy bears and stuff in it and a whole bunch of like different juices and alcohols and stuff?
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like that would be kind of fun in a kiddie pool too.
Yeah. And it's just not saying somebody has to like dive in and drink it, but you could just have it floating around and then just kind of dig your cup in and scoop out what's in there. You see, okay, you got some gummy bears, you got some fruit. Yeah. I mean, whatever's in there. I mean, people always do I've had many times like the gummy bears, soaked in vodka or some sort of alcohol. Or
have you tried that before? Have you ever made those?
I did one time a while back. I was it vodka or something? I know I tried to soak in there and left it in there, and it didn't turn out well.
I was gonna ask. So how did it turn out? Because I tried that and my gummy bears got like all slimy and kind of became like one giant.
I think that was kind of. I mean, this was probably at least. I don't remember. It was probably at least like 10 years ago. I remember we kind of did it in like a mason jar type thing, putting them all in there. And then I think it was vodka, or maybe it was a flavored vodka or something, just trying to say, okay, well, if they just soak in here, it's got to be good, right? And then left it for at least like a week or so. But I think just in the end, it was just slimy and like goopy. And it did not end up the way you thought it would. You were expecting to have your gummy bears exactly how they were, just soaked in vodka, so you'd get that taste with a little kick to it, but it did not turn out that way.
Exactly. Oh, you have no idea how happy you just made me. I thought it was one of my really good ideas that did not pan out, but it's not just me.
Yeah. I think you have to, because I'm pretty sure they do have, I think you can buy them. I think either gummy bears with vodka or something, I think, but they're probably coming from some legitimate factory where they're really making these things the correct way, not just throwing them in a mason jar in your fridge.
Yeah, they're probably they're probably actually like making the gummy bears infused with the vodka versus us just dumping the gummy bears in a jar.
Exactly right. When they're
covering them in vodka.
Right. When they're actually making the gummy bears, when they mold them, they already have that vodka in them. It's not trying to soak them to get it.
Right.
I mean, in the end, when you think about it, how much do you really think a gummy bear is going to soak up anything? Because
true.
Because what exactly is a gummy bear anyway? When you really think of it, it's like it's just
is
a
it
big
just a Jell-O
chewy
shot?
Yeah, it's just like a big chewy thing. It's like nothing's really going to soak into that.
I do have a visualization though of like someone sitting there in the gummy bear factory with like a syringe and like inserting the syringe into the gummy bear and filling it with vodka. I do have that visual in my head.
And maybe that's the way you have to do it.
Which is now I'm thinking, I'm like, well, that might be the way I do this next time.
Now you have another job to do after you work out your big kiddie pool Jell-O shot. Now you can try to get a syringe, fill it with vodka, and try to infuse every gummy bear. See how they turn out.
I mean, that is a labor-intensive process, but I am down. If it works on the first one, I'm down for doing that for a party.
Right. Just make sure that you get enough vodka in there to
make it worthwhile.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like, you're not going to be able to fill up a whole shot in a tiny little gummy bear. If you could maybe get like half a shot somehow
that would
in
be
there,
some
and then it's like, yeah, just enough to get you a little kick with it. I think that's what everybody wants. They want to just taste the gummy bear and be like, whoa, okay, I taste that alcohol now.
Yeah. You literally have my mind rolling right now. I'm like, oh.
See, this is what we're doing here. We're here breaking down the ideas
of
coming up with some concoctions. If it's not and we're going away from the norm. Normally, what I do is mix different alcohols or things together. But see, this time we're really going down. We talked about the Thin Mint shot. You have your Jell-O kiddie pool shot, infused gummy bears. So we're really getting the ball rolling. This is what a director of awesome does, is gets these ideas going. So you're on the right track.
Exactly. This is just, you really I can't ever complain about my job ever, because this is the kind of stuff that I like brainstorm every single day. So, I'm at work and I get to call it work, but it's me just coming up with insane ideas every single day. And you are like lighting a fire under my ideas right now. I'm loving it.
So if any of these hit, make sure to give credit where credit's due. Okay.
I will 100% give credit where it's due. For sure.
Yeah. See, next thing you know, I'll end up with my own Tumblr or something on the website.
Yeah, no, we're going to call you and we're going to have you come work for us or something. We're going to be like, okay, so you help inspire the director of awesome. So we're going to go ahead and need you to quit your day job and come and help her come up with crazy drinking ideas.
Hey, as long as it involves sitting there drinking to test things out, I'm all in.
You have to test it. You can't just tell people. See, that's what I think. When you Google how to make gummy bears and they say pour the vodka over it in the cup, I think that they just said that and they never actually tested it out. And that's why every single person, well, you and I, but every single person in this area right now, it's screwed up for, because the person didn't actually test it. So you have to test it in order to be able to post it publicly, because we don't want to spread misinformation.
Oh yeah, no. There's enough misinformation out there these days. We want to be fact-checked, verified. We'll have the pictures to prove it, step-by-step process, documenting everything. If we're doing it, we're doing it legit.
For sure. And then the very last picture will be you and I holding our little gummy bear up and doing a little cheers with our cheers, tink, of our little gummy bears.
Yeah, see, and then people will then latch onto it, and next thing you know, it's sweeping the nation.
Exactly. God, we're good.
I know. You see, you can come up with all these great ideas, and you can really infuse it with anything you want. And I have to ask you, have you taken a trip down to the bottom shelf road before of usually what I deal with the bum wines and the MD 2020 and all the cheap classics of the world? Have you gone down that road before?
Of course, I am a little bit beyond that, because, I can, manage to pull out my Tito's and stuff. But, when I was a poor college student, for sure, I lived on the bottom shelf. And then, for many years after that as well. And, there's nothing wrong when you pull out a little Natty Ice or anything either. So,
I almost picked that. I picked up a can yesterday. I almost picked that one up. I almost cracked that one open today.
How funny would that have been if you had?
I know it's right there in the fridge. I almost had it. I was like, oh, do I want I want this one or that one. I said, all right, I said I'll save the Natty Ice for another day, but it's there, so I will crack it open in your honor to for you.
Please do.
Maybe try to mix that with the Thin Mint shot. See how that one turns out.
Oh yeah, I don't know if that would work out, but I was thinking, with the gummy bears, we could totally do like a little fireball or something.
Mm-hmm. See, Fireball gets a lot of hate from people for some reason. I mean, I like it. I mean, it's a cheap, quote unquote,
Dude,
whiskey.
I love it. I don't know. I don't know why you're tentatively saying I like it. No, I love it. I love Fireball. It's so good.
It is. It is.
How
and people,
can you not like it?
I don't know. I mean, I love it's the cinnamon, the atomic Fireball candy. Taste when it first came out, it was like, oh my god, this is so good. So. And if you mix that with some ginger ale, that is really good. I was drinking that a lot. I don't know. For some reason, I thought that was kind of a festive drink. So around Christmas, a few times I was cracking that open. I was like, it's red, it's green, it's cinnamon.
Yeah,
it's holidays. It's festive.
There's a whole Pitbull song about Fireball. You know, I mean, it is kind of universal. And whoever says that they don't like it, I don't know. They're lying.
Yeah, I mean, people always say it's always at the bar. It's always a lot of places have the little Fireball machine that keeps you chilled, where they can pour the shot for you. So don't tell me it's not selling well if these bars have these little Fireball shot machines there. And
think about the TikTok where, you sneeze into your elbow and then you pull your head back in a different location and you're doing a shot of Fireball. It's always Fireball. It's never
Fireball.
Anything else. It's always Fireball. So half the country is doing their little TikToks, sneezing into their elbow and then popping up and doing a shot of Fireball every time on the ski slopes and the beach, wherever.
All over. It's all over. You can take Fireball anywhere.
Yeah.
Get a little shooter in your pocket. You're good to go.
Yep. And you can drink it with something. You can drink it plain. I don't know. It's like the perfect drink.
Yeah, I'm like, people have always given it a lot of hate. I mean, there was that controversy a while back with where they were saying that there was antifreeze in it. Do you remember that from?
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, this was probably about another one that was probably 10 years ago, I think, where they were saying that there was a slight trace of antifreeze in Fireball. And I don't know if it became true or not, but it was a big controversy at the time with it. And it was look, with the amount of stuff that I've drank, I probably drank a lot worse than a little tiny bit of antifreeze in my Fireball. I think I'll be okay.
We're willing to put our alcohol in a trash can. I mean, let's be real. We don't really have high standards here.
Right. And it says, hey, there's just somebody out there hosing down a trash can. Is that trash can clean? Yeah, I think so. All right, sure. Start throwing some
alcohol will kill it.
Yeah, exactly. Throwing some vodka, some wine, some fruit. Yeah, throw a couple beers in there too. Let's see how this tastes.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. I know. It's one of those things that it's just give it a whirl. See what comes up. If it works, great. If not, okay, you move on to the next thing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, especially when it comes to drinking and drinks, is usually it depends on where your evening goes. Like you said, you can end up with a night where you're on the floor, passed out, or
in a public bathroom.
I know. I've never gone that far before. I don't know. Have you ended up in that situation before where you've been passed out on a public bathroom floor?
No, never, not me.
Okay, all right. I mean,
okay, maybe a couple times.
Yeah, I've had my fair share of nights of getting really drunk and throwing up and blacking out, but usually it's either been at somebody's house or if I've been away somewhere in a hotel room. Not in public though, so I have that going for me at this point. I mean, there's still time for that to change.
How about not fully making it up your driveway or through your lawn and you're passed out, on your front yard?
I've never done that either. No.
Or you make it maybe to a lawn chair instead of actually in the house, or a hammock or something. I live in Florida, so can you tell that it's like we can do this all year
yeah,
round?
I was going to say this sounds very nice here. I mean, I'm in New Jersey, and it's 10 degrees outside right now, so I can't do that now.
Yeah, so we have like 365 days a year that we can do this. So that's why I think that might be why you've never had this opportunity. Because
right, I was going to say, I have like 3 or 4, solid months where you could get away with that. Now, never coming home and doing that. No, I've had times of being somewhere or at home where you're kind of sitting in the chair and you kind of doze out a bit, but never coming home. Now, throwing up in those various places, that yes, I've done that, many times, but never.
But then sometimes you clean out and then you can keep going.
Yes, that's true. That's always the good ones, when you can, the old puke and rally, as they call it. I mean, that's the
yes.
But that's always the best. And I know a couple times with friends, and it's either the drinking or the hangover the next day. When you just it's just like you just have to, you have to just throw up, get it out.
Yeah,
and you'll feel better. That's what happens sometimes.
Oh my God, puke and rally. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
yes, that's exactly what it is, though.
You're out there and you're going, too hard, too fast. You're drinking. You just feel
but
it
you're
coming.
not ready for the night to end. You don't want it to end, but you're at that point where you got to do something.
Yeah, because you're not because a lot of times when that happens, you're not at the point of stumbling over, ready to black out drunk. You're just pretty drunk. You know you're going to get sick. You're still kind of aware of everything at the time. So you kind of sneak off somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, hey, where'd you go for the last, 10 minutes? Oh, yeah, just a bathroom,
Yes.
You were, puking your brains out in the
and you're spinning
corner
and you're trying to balance yourself and make sure that you're okay, but really you're not okay, but you have to power through anyway because you're not ready. It's such a good night. You're not ready for
Yeah. You, in your mind, you feel like you're good and you're okay, but you can just imagine what the other people looking at you see as you're kind of, stumbling your way back, kind of a little off balance with everything.
And then the next day you get the flashbacks and you're thinking, and you cringe. Every single flashback you get, you're like, oh God, last night it seemed so funny, but today, oh God, I hope there are no pictures. And then your friends start sending the pictures and the videos and you're like, fuck, no, come on.
Yeah. I've told this story many times before, but I like sharing it. It's funny to me. It's my own situation, but I think it's funny. And this was probably almost 10 years ago. It was with some friends in Atlantic City, and we were down there for the weekend for a bachelor party and drinking, having fun. My friend and I got down there we were going for the whole weekend. We got down there Thursday night, and we picked up some bottles of Night Train Express on the way down, these little 350 milliliter bottles. And if you know Night Train, it's cheap bum wine, 17%. I mean, it's gasoline. I mean, it's just not very good. I mean, it is good, but it's good, but it's not good. And we got down there. We were walking around the casino with these bottles, drinking them. I finished the one. We also brought big bottles, and I refilled my little one to take back at me on the casino floor. So I get through about halfway through the second bottle. I'm sitting in the hotel room with a few friends, and I'm at that point. I'm at that level where the room is spinning.
That's the worst. That's the worst.
Things are about to go south really fast, and I look over at my one friend. He's like, "Hey man, you okay?" And I look over at him and I say, I got to go let some passengers off. And I get up, I go into the bathroom, and I just start throwing up. It was just one of those loud thing. And at that point, after that, I don't remember a thing after that. But essentially, I walked out, laid on the bed in the room, fully clothed, my sneakers were on, my glasses were on, just laid back and just passed out. And my one other friend was coming later. He shows up, walks into the room, sees me there. I was out cold snoring. He took a video of it. And then that was one of those ones that came the next day of like, hey, look, this is what you did.
And you have to cringe every single time. You're like, oh God.
Yeah. And also at some point in the middle of the night, I woke up freaking out, asking where my glasses were. And I had put them in the nightstand drawer. And I looked over and I'm like, Matt, where are my glasses? And he like looks over at me. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I like looked over, I opened the drawer, saw him there, and then just like laid back down, passed out till the next morning. And let me tell you, that was one of those 2-day hangovers that you could not kick. I mean, even if it was Advil or even just trying to start drinking again to try to kill it that way, it just lingered for
it wasn't happening
2 days for the rest of that weekend, because this was Thursday night, being there until Sunday, and maybe by Saturday night I was feeling somewhat better. But that's what happens. You go too hard too fast early on.
But you know what here's the part that I'm taking from that whole story, right? Is if we were to go out, and I would feel so good being drunk with you being drunk as well, because you are like a responsible drunk. You put yourself in the room, you put your glasses in the drawer so you wouldn't lose them. So like you're the guy, even when you're wasted and you have no idea what you're doing, you're still the responsible one.
That is true. I do try to be the responsible drinker of the group for the most part, because I have some friends that if we go out and they start drinking and get to that point of no return, they're just all over the place, whatever. And then even if I'm drunk and drinking, you always feel like you have to kind of be the parent of the group and be like, okay, come on guys, let's go. Well, we're all kind of stumbling around, but you're still somewhat coherent enough to try to stop things from getting worse than they already are.
See, I think I'm the person that your drunk self, your responsible drunk self, will be babysitting, because I am not.
There's always one in the group. So if that's you,
that's me.
Yeah,
that's me.
So, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
Like everyone else is being responsible, and they're like, "Hey, maybe we should head back to home or the hotel or whatever." And we pass by another bar. Let's go get one more drink. That's usually me.
Yeah, who wants a shot? One more shot. Like, I think you've had enough shots. No, one more fireball. Come on, guys, let's go. It's like, no. Turn around, go home. It's always a problem with the booze. That's blame it on the booze. That's what we said. We were saying that before, even when we were trying to schedule the podcast. It was just,
and my massive typos and everything, and blame it on the booze.
Exactly. Just say, hey, I was drinking. It was 10 in the morning. I was drinking. It's okay.
Just go with that. Just go with it.
Yeah. Yeah, but hey, that's why drinking is essential. I get people that don't, but I'm like, hey, if you don't, hey, that's good for you. For me, I do. So I'll take it.
I know. And see, look at how well this all worked out, where I didn't have something. I brought my basic drink of my Tito's and tonic with a lime. I feel like that just makes it special when I say with a lime, because I have to have some greenery.
It's fancy. It's the garnish on it. You put a garnish with anything, it automatically steps it up a level.
Absolutely. It's so fancy. So, we started with most basic, but we really covered a lot of territory with some really good stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. So you never know where the night's going to take you. And when you're recording, you don't know where it's going to end up, where you're going to go, but it's always the fun adventure to get there.
Absolutely.
But I guess, what do you want to say? I know you're the director of Awesome at Piper Lou, but
at Piper Lou.
I look at the website, I see the collections, I see all the goodies they have on there.
Yeah,
I guess what's the story? If you want to give me the Cliff Notes version,
I will give you a very brief who we are. So we are like primarily a women's brand, but we have like universal stuff for men. But we have tumblers that we have etched, so like the thermal insulated tumblers, drinkware, and we etch them with the things that you would probably think a lot and maybe not say out in public. So like the tumbler I'm using tonight with my Tito's and tonic with a lime it says blow me. And, we just have funny and snarky and crazy sayings. They're perfect for girls' trips. They're perfect for guys' trips. They're perfect for going on the boat, for walking around the house, for pouring your alcohol into. And we also have hats and apparel as well. So it's just a fun brand. And we have thousands and thousands of designs for any occasion that you could ever want.
And I see you can even customize your own too.
Can.
So that's fancy. And not that I'm going to promote doing this, but these tumblers, coffee mug type things, for those of you that might be working from home still, it might be a good way to, hide a little extra in your mug during your Zoom meetings. Just throwing it out there.
They're all different colors, so you can't see through them.
Exactly.
They're not transparent, so you can put whatever you want.
Exactly.
In there. You
get the tumbler there. Yeah, it's just my morning coffee. So there's a little whiskey in there. It's all good.
A little fireball in my coffee. I don't know.
Yeah. Exactly. a little fireball. That's
fireball.
Say, why are you so amped up now? It's it's 9:30 in the morning. Oh, I put a double shot of espresso in here.
Yeah, all you want to do is go fireball.
You get up and start dancing, and everybody's just staring at you like, "What the hell's wrong with you?"
Okay, Annie, take it down a notch, just a notch or 7. Yeah. So yeah, no, you can find us on all the socials. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. We have a ton of fun on our social media, so you can definitely join us on any of those. Piper Lou.
Yeah, I saw that. You got YouTube as well. You got videos on there, so you got it all covered out there with the social media world.
We do have all the well. What's interesting though is we've never touched Twitter. I don't understand Twitter to save my life, but that's the one area we've never branched into.
You got to branch it. That Twitter is my area.
I know. I saw that.
That's where I do most of my promotion and chatting and everything there. So you got to dive out there. Just you can go slow. You can start in the shallow end, then dive in at the deep end. Just get a little get your feet wet. Yeah,
or maybe you can help me.
You let me know.
Okay.
We'll crack open some drinks and make it happen.
All right, sounds good. I'm in for that.
Yeah, I know.
Natty Ice.
I know. You say, wait, is there drinking involved? Okay, I'll be there. Tell me what time? What is that? 9 a.m. Okay, sure, we'll do it. Natty Ice, 9 a.m. Monday morning. All right, perfect.
That's exactly the way I want to start my week.
Well, Annie, thank you for coming on here on the podcast. It was great chatting with you there. Be sure to
thank you for having me.
Keeping tabs on you as the director of awesome at Piper Lou. I mean, we're pushing it. I'm trying to get it for your official branding. Get those business cards with it, because once it's on the business card, there's no turning back at that point.
I think maybe once it's in publication in 5 different locations, and it's a done deal. It's it. So we'll count this as one.
Yeah, exactly. I'll give you one. I'll put it in the notes for the podcast. It will be in there. So anybody who searches it, it will be there in the internet forever. Because once it's out there once, there's no removing it at that point.
There's no going back.
Yeah. So I'll do my part to help you in your journey there.
Perfect.
She is Annie McFarland from the Piper Lou brand. Be sure to check them out. We'll put all the links up on the website at bumwinebob.com with the podcast. So she is Annie. I am Bumwine Bob. And until next time, cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.
I need a beer.